it felt kind of empty, like I didn't have a whole lot of purpose. And I didn't have a whole lot of direction either. And so just going through most of my life before that, direction was something that I didn't think about. I never set goals. I never had a vision for what I wanted to be. I was kind of just floating through life. My name is Rob Wentz, and this is my advice. Something that I feel like everybody always says they want to do is whenever they become a certain age and they've learned many things in life, they want to be able to go back to their younger self and relive their life over again with all the information that they have now. They wish they would have had it back then, but they actually didn't. But they want to be able to redo that. Now, there was one way to really do that in life, and I think that it's, something that doesn't get talked about enough. And whenever we do talk about it, sometimes it falls on deaf ears. I was in radio for 20 years. Spent a lot of time behind a microphone.
Rob Z Show on Hot 100. To wrap up the show for today, I want to shout out to Crystal on Facebook, Rob Z Radio.
Then I got into digital marketing for about 5 years.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. I'm Rob Z.
So if you go to my podcast, Rob Z Radio, we have 2 episodes together.
My name's Rob Z.
And as I left radio and transitioned into digital marketing and like social media advertising, that sort of thing, I was making a lot of online content. And I was really trying to figure out like my path in life, where I needed to go, the direction I needed to head in. And I quickly found out that whenever you start your own business as an entrepreneur, like if you don't have your personal life down, it's really hard to succeed. It's very hard to move forward without having yourself where you need to be. And so it dawned on me, if I don't take the time to find somebody who can help guide me through this, I'm gonna really struggle, and I'm gonna move a lot slower than I could move otherwise. So I really was just kind of asking God, asking the universe, like, please bring a mentor to me, somebody who could help me walk through this. And I'd been asking that question, I don't know, for like a year. Like, I know it'll eventually happen if I keep asking for it. And lo and behold, Ray came into my life. My one friend, Jim, said to me to come to a meeting. And this guy's going to come and he's going to talk about something that might seem kind of strange, but just hear me out, come to the meeting, check it out, and see if you like it. Went to the meeting, and Ray was exactly the person that like I had been looking for in my life. Somebody who was way more skilled than I was in business, who had way more life experience than I had, and also had a vision that he held for what life was that I had not realized at that point in time. It was something that was way beyond my understanding of where I was at. So when I met Ray, I was like, oh man, this is perfect. This guy would really be able to help me skip steps. I'm sure that I could learn a ton of stuff from him, but I was very eager to like get him in my life. How can I be around this guy on a weekly basis? How can I spend a lot of time with him? And it quickly became a situation where we started a mastermind group with myself and Ray and Jim and our friend Drew. And we started going through a book by James Allen called As a Man Thinketh. This book, As a Man Thinketh, is a classic book. Very short book, very easy read, but super dense. And as we started going through that book, things started to dawn on me of like, this is exactly why I needed a mentor in my life. This is exactly why I needed somebody like Ray in my life, because I knew the path I was headed on was going to be difficult if I was doing it on my own. One of the things you might not expect to happen when you do find a mentor or you do find a coach in your life is they help you to pinpoint where things are wrong in your life that you never could have seen before. They help you to pinpoint things that might be unconscious to you or in your subconscious mind that you don't even recognize as being issues. And I always felt like there was something missing in my life. So when I had met Ray, I was like, okay, here's somebody who has done this and has lived this, and this has been their path for their 80 years they've been alive. This is his path. This is what he does. This is what he's all about. So I just felt super blessed that I'd met Ray, and I felt like, man, if I could be able to speak about mentors to other people, be able to speak about what mentors can do for you and help people find that in their life, that would be a huge impact for many people, which is how I transitioned from radio to digital marketing into being a life coach through 2020 and 2021. And I had met another lady, Peggy Caruso, who's from Du Bois, Pennsylvania. And Peggy had been a life coach for 15 years. We hit it off right away. And I thought right then, like, I have another person in my life that I can really learn from, and she can add value to my life. And she, whenever we had met, she advised me like, hey, I feel like you'd be really good at this life coaching thing. If you ever want to come back and give it a shot, just call me and we can go through the training. We can go through the process. And she's like, I don't know if this is the direction that you want to go in. I don't know if this is the right direction for you, but if this is something you want to do, come talk to me and we can do this. So it was like mid-2021, and I was not happy with how the digital marketing career was going for me at that point in time. It felt kind of empty, like I didn't have a whole lot of purpose. And I didn't have a whole lot of direction either. And so just going through most of my life before that, direction was something that I didn't think about. I never set goals. I never had a vision for what I wanted to be. I was kind of just floating through life. Things were going well. I was happy with the way they were going, but they were not going the way they were not going as good as they could have been going if I would have had a plan, if I would have had goals, if I would have had a vision for what I wanted it to be. So I thought about that, and I thought about Peggy. And I thought about how people were just struggling so much, especially over the past 2 years. People were really finding it difficult to find the meaning of their life, trying to find what their place is in life, and really in general just trying to hold it together. It seems to be an epidemic of people being lost and feeling like there's more to life than what they're living, but having no idea of how to find that. So I went and I called Peggy, and I met up with her, and I said, hey, I want to do this. I want to do the life coaching. Please walk me through it. Like, I'll sign up for the program. It's supposed to be a year-long program. We spent the next 6 months. I condensed it down to 6 months because I was so, on fire for it. I just wanted to, not that I wanted to get it done, but I wanted to learn as much as I could, and I had extra time to go and learn as much as I could. So we had an intensive 6 months of training. And what I had learned from Ray over the past couple of years, and then what I had learned from Peggy over that 6 months, my life changed in a drastic way. I'd say just since August of 2021, July or August of 2021, things have drastically changed just with my mindset on how I looked at my life. So some of the stuff that Peggy and I had talked about, and a lot of stuff that Ray and I had talked about, was that, there were things running in the background, like these programs that we have running in the backgrounds of our lives that are controlling us, and we don't know they're controlling us. So for me, some of the big ones were shame, guilt, fear of failure was a big one. A lot of those things add up to anxiety. So anxiety is created because life is trying to tell you something. Life is trying to give you a message and direct you on a path. But if you're not listening to that voice that's talking to you saying, hey, you need to do this. Hey, you need to do that. And you kind of are procrastinating on those things. That builds up to anxiety because it seems like life is working against you. It's like life is a burden instead of the blessings that can come out of realizing these things about you and how to fix them. If you feel like a victim, and you don't have to be a victim to life. Life doesn't want you to be a victim, but if you don't take charge of what's happening to you, then you become a victim to what is happening to you. And that was one of the huge things that I learned through Peggy, because she really broke down, and she is definitely another very big mentor in my life. She broke down here's what's wrong. These fears that I have, of this fear of failure, this fear of rejection, these certain things in my life were really holding me back. They were really unconscious things that were happening. And I would be like, why am I not progressing in this area? Well, it's because I'm afraid I'm going to fail. If I continue on this path, I'm afraid I'm not going to be successful. And she helped me to pinpoint these things. And it changed everything for me. I don't know, I had a revelation of being able to let go of the guilt, to be able to let go of the shame, be able to let go of a lot of those fears. But I felt like this weight lifted off of me. I felt like a backpack had been taken off. I just felt lighter. You need somebody to help walk you through this stuff. But when those mentors come into your life, they can see things that you can't see. You find that you keep trying to learn, you keep trying to get ahead, but you always seem to come back to the same point that you were at. That's a good time that you might want to reach out to a life coach. And that's one of the things I love about life coaching is you set a vision. Here's the vision for the future of what you want, the life that you want to live. Maybe you want to get over this anxiety, but why do you want to get over the anxiety? What's the next thing past that? And what's the next thing past that? And the next thing past that, because you want to keep growing and keep getting better. I think of life coaching just as, imagine if you'd go back to elementary school or middle school or high school and they assigned you a coach, somebody who was like telling you, I don't know, the secrets to life that you needed to learn, that you didn't learn until you were in your mid-30s, mid-40s, mid-50s, this wisdom that you wish you would have at 15 to 20 to 25 that would completely and radically change like who you are as a person. So if you want to reach out and get started, just to have a discussion, you can just go to the website leadimpacttransform.com and you can do a discovery call there. There's a button you can click, make a discovery call. We set up a time, we talk for 30, 45 minutes, and I just kind of figure out where you're at. And then if I'm able to help you, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, and if I can help in that process, then I'm doing my part.